Welcome to Monex Academy, the training provider that genuinely cares about your success. This video will give you an insight into your practical training. Take plenty of notes. These will help you along the way. Category CE, reverse maneuver. There are two parts to this exercise. Part 1, reverse maneuver. Part 2, trailer uncouple and recouple. You will also be required to demonstrate a defect walk-around check of the trailer prior to starting the coupling process. Let's have a look at the reverse exercise. On your test, you will be shown this diagram. You will start in the bottom right, drive up to the A cones, and reverse with the B cone on your right into the garage area, with the extreme rear of the vehicle in the black hatched area. Let's have a look at this exercise in practice. Don't worry, we'll show this from a couple of angles. The vehicle will be set up in the start position. You will make your way past the B cone, staying tight to the numbers. This will give you maximum room on the right-hand side of the vehicle. Stop when you reach the A cones. Use your front blind spot mirror to look for the cones and stop in line with them. When you're ready to start reversing, take your time. Steer right as quickly as possible until you reach full lock. In your right-hand mirror, you'll be looking for the marker on the headboard of the trailer. Once you have the marker in view, steer left, again as quickly as possible until you reach full lock. Once you see the truck straightening with the trailer, straighten your steering wheel. You don't want to go past the point you are straight with the trailer. Keep an eye on the outer yellow line to ensure you are not going to go outside of the area. Keep the truck and trailer straight. To keep it straight, steer into the trailer, or into the mirror you can see the side of the trailer in. Very small steering is required for the rest of the maneuver. When the rear of the trailer lines up with the B cone, steer left slightly to start moving the trailer towards the garage area. Once the rear trailer axles have passed the B cone, straighten up with the trailer. Again, steering into the trailer or into the mirror, you can see the side of the trailer in. All you have to do now is slowly guide it into the garage area. Think about which way you need the trailer to go, and remember to steer the opposite way. You need to stop with the most extreme rear of the vehicle, which will be the rubber bump stops, in the black hatch marked area. So let's look at that again in a bit more detail and from a different viewing point. Let's start with the basics. Select A or drive. Complete your observation checks. And then release the parking brake. Make your way to the B cone and the A cones. Remember, stay tight to the numbers to give yourself maximum room on your right-hand side. The examiner will need a clear view from the left-hand A cone down the side of the vehicle. As you approach the A cones, start checking your front mirror for the yellow line. Line your body up on it, but don't go beyond it. When ready, all-around observations, and then start moving and steer right as quickly as possible. Keep the truck moving as slowly as possible. Keep checking both mirrors. Once you see the marker, steer left, full lock, as quick as you can. you are now looking for when you are straight with the trailer. When straight, straighten your wheel, don't overshoot with the left, as you'll end up tight to the yellow line and you'll lose sight of the B cone. With a little bit of left steering, reverse back, ensuring you keep the B cone in view. As you get closer to the B cone, slight left steering to start moving the trailer around the cone and steering the trailer towards the garage area. Then straighten up with the trailer, steering into the trailer, or the mirror you can see the side of the trailer in. When you are straight with the trailer, you should be able to see the 3 garage cones in your right mirror and the single cone in your left mirror. Once the trailer has entered the garage, start thinking about stopping. Keep an eye on the meter marking numbers. You need to stop just before 15. You need the most extreme rear of the vehicle within the black hatch-marked area. You can touch the barrier, but you cannot push it over. So the rules for this exercise are as follows. Not allowed to exceed the outer yellow box. 2 shunts within the area to correct if it does go wrong. Knocking a cone or the barrier over will result in a fail. Exceeding the outer yellow box with your wheels will also be a fail. Best of luck with the reverse. If you are unsure at any point, just stop and think about it. We will now move on to uncoupling and recoupling the trailer. For this part of the exercise, try and remember blank. This stands for brake, legs, airlines, number plate, clip. Take a note of this so it will be easier to remember. When uncoupling, you will do blank. Firstly, apply the trailer brake. Next, wind the legs to the floor. Make sure you wind them back twice once they've reached the floor so they are not strained when removing the truck from the trailer. When winding the legs, you should hear the gears engaged. If you don't, you are in the slow winding gear. Just pull the handle towards you to engage the higher gear. Now, we will take out the airlines and electrical cables. Start nearest to you and work your way across, just to save them getting tangled. The lead with the clip underneath is the ABS lead. Make sure you unclip it before pulling on it. When disconnecting the airlines, the brass collar needs to be twisted to line up with the pin. The red collar needs to be pulled. The yellow one needs to be pushed. Next, remove the number plate. Lift the rubber grommets and it should slide out. Lastly, remove the safety clip from the 5th wheel. And then grab the handle, slide to the right, pull it to you, and slide to the right again to lock it off. It should stay in the out position. Next, get into the vehicle. You're going to pull the truck out from under the trailer very slowly until the kingpin has released from the 5th wheel, around 12 to 18 inches. Come to a stop. Use the air suspension remote control to lower the truck suspension. This will lower the trailer to the floor. Remember when you raise the legs 2 winds from the floor? This is why. There will be no pulling or straining on the legs doing it this way. Once lowered all the way, pull the truck from the trailer, again very slowly. When the truck is out from the trailer, just press the green button on the air suspension remote to level the air suspension. We will now reverse park the truck alongside the trailer. You want the front of the truck roughly in line with the front of the trailer. Now you have uncoupled the trailer, you need to demonstrate the checks you'd carry out to an unfamiliar trailer. Firstly, check that the trailer brake is applied. This will ensure the trailer is safe to walk around and safe to couple the truck to. Now that is checked, walk to the front of the trailer. Start at the top and work your way to the bottom, checking the top marker lights for damage and the condition of the bodywork, ensuring there are no loose panels and no damage. Then check your connections, making sure they are not damaged and there is no debris in the sockets. Crouch down, check the condition of the kingpin, making sure it's greased, straight, and no damage or debris. As you walk around the side, check the bodywork top to bottom, again for damage or loose panels. Check your side marker lights, make sure they are clean and no damage. Make sure your legs are not bent and the winding handle is present and secure. Side guards, make sure they are secure. Give them a pull to make sure there is no movement. Mud guards and spray suppressors should be secure with no damage and not filled with debris. Tires should have a minimum of 1 millimeter of tread across 3/4 of the breadth of the tire. No cuts, bulges, exposed cords, or damage to the sidewall. Whilst checking the tires, check the airbags. Make sure they are fully inflated and there is no damage or deterioration. Wheel nuts should be secure, no signs of fresh metal or fresh rust, and there is equal thread on each of them. Keep checking the bodywork and any side marker lights as you walk along. When checking the rear, ensure the top marker lights are intact, the doors are secure, any reflectors or reflective tape is intact, light clusters are not damaged and are clean, and the rear bumper bar is secure. Also explain that you would check the load for weight distribution and checking it's secured. Lastly, explain that you would carry out exactly the same checks on the opposite side of the trailer. You can now recouple the trailer. Drive in front of the trailer and reverse back, ensuring you are in line with the trailer in both mirrors. Remember, both truck and trailer are the same width. When you are around 4 to 6 feet away, come to a stop. You will need to exit the vehicle and check the height of the truck, ensuring that it's at the correct height to go under the trailer. If you are not in line, you can pull forwards to correct yourself. When you are around 4 to 6 feet away from the trailer, stop, get out, and check the height of the fifth wheel, ensuring it is not too high or too low. You want the trailer to be lifted slightly when reversing under, again, to reduce the strain on the legs. Reverse under the trailer. You may feel like you have driven into a wall. This is normal. You should hear a slight bang from the fifth wheel. This is the kingpin locking into the fifth wheel. Make sure you try pulling forward twice. It's called the tug test, checking the kingpin is secured within the fifth wheel. You will now couple the trailer, this time using blank backwards. Firstly, place the safety clip onto the fifth wheel. Next, place the number plate into the holder, lifting the rubber stops and sliding it into place. Airlines next. Work furthest away this time. This will prevent them tangling. When connecting the airlines, you will need to pull the collar back. Give it one sharp push and it should lock into place. When connected, make sure you spin the red or yellow collar away from the pin. This will prevent them disconnecting themselves. The ABS lead needs to be clipped into place. Make sure it's lined up when connecting it. The lines can only go into one socket. You can't go wrong. Moving on to the legs, wind them as high as they will go. Remember to stow the winding handle back into its holder. Before you release the trailer brake, double-check the truck parking brake is applied. This will prevent vehicle rollaway. Open the door and just a visual check of the parking brake to make sure it is engaged. You can now release the trailer brake by pushing it in. Lastly, you will ask the examiner for assistance to check your brake lights are working. You should also check all other truck and trailer lights. This completes the end of this exercise. Don't panic about your training. Whilst you are with us, everything will be demonstrated by your instructor first. We wish you all the best with your HGV training, and remember, if there is anything you are unsure of, consult your instructor.